Nottingham Forest may very well have another big player to be excited about. I spoke about Nicholas Dominguez very recently in depth, but there's another name that's very much catching the eye. Murillo only played 2 games for Forest so far, but he has shown huge potential in both matches. Not even been entirely perfect, but his strengths heavily outweigh any weaknesses he has. A centre-back from Corinthians, only 21 years of age, and has played 27 times for Corinthians, and we apparently paid them 12 million for him. He joins a number of Brazilians that Forest have signed in recent transfer windows, the likes of Felipe, Danilo, Andre Santos, and then going back to last season, Gustavo Scarpa and Renan Lodi. We've certainly got a thing for them. He made tackles against me on his first day of training, and I felt his power, so I didn't want to go near him again. He is an incredible player, the words of Morgan Gibbs-White. He's not the tallest centre-back in the world, but what he lacks in height, he makes up for with his physicality, with his speed, with his creativity. He's got so much to be excited about. He did not come into the first team straight away, probably because he was being bedded into a new league, new club, new country, new culture, new everything. But he was thrown straight into the deep end against Brentford, and no one really expected him to play that game or even be on the bench because he'd been left out the previous few times. But he just looks so at home straight away, and that's very encouraging. So let's take a look at his long ball ability and just some of his best attributes that I've seen in just 2 games ultimately. You know, that could be a false reading, but I doubt it. To spot that run of Morgan, it was so nearly a goal, hit the post, really unlucky. That is what we've been missing. We haven't had that many players that have been able to ping balls like that so successfully and spot those kind of runs from the forwards. And I tell you what, I'd have loved to have seen Brennan Johnson being on the end of some of these balls, but yeah, he's gone to Spurs, which is painful. Hey, you, not the Pink Floyd song. Have you subscribed? Please make sure you do that because, like, you know, it just goes a long way. It's very much appreciated. And it shows me that you enjoy this content. Another example here, it's obviously not the same as the one to Morgan, but again, he could have easily, if we go back to the start of that clip, he could have easily have just played it to Mangala or maybe to Dominguez. Probably wouldn't have been the best option because there's lots of players around him, but he immediately was being progressive, and this is what I think he really offers. Then of course his physicality easily does that, makes it look easy. It's not easy, but he makes it look easy. Getting a foot in at just the right moment. There, yeah, perfectly timed without fouling him. And we've got to talk about this too. First of all, the touch is great, and he's not under immense pressure from Matthias Jensen there, who's in my FBL, so you know, can you score a few goals, mate. He's not under immense pressure from him, but he still had to be quick, he still had to protect the ball, and he did. And then here, gives the ball away, but he makes up for it brilliantly. Wins the ball back, very calmly, composed, and that's what I like about him. Even if he makes a mistake, he doesn't panic. He's very calm and very professional about it, and in that case, he won it back. Another thing is his aerial ability. Not seen it hugely, but there are a few examples like this one. Got the ball away, not fully, but Dominguez, it was enough for Dominguez to be able to finish it off. He also does the basics very well. This, very simple clearance, but he got it out of danger. And he's not even perfect. He has made mistakes. Everyone was saying in that Brentford game, this Murillo guy's brilliant, but he actually started that game a little bit shaky. As an example here, was playing it straight out of play to no one at all. You know, it was quite clear that he was trying to play it to Hudson-Odoi, and I don't think that's a terrible mistake because it's clear what his intention was, and maybe, let's look at it again, maybe Hudson-Odoi could have spotted it better, but I don't really think you can blame him for it. And then really, the goal. I think Murillo was kind of one of the biggest players at fault for the goal, because as you can see here, he's the closest man to Norgard, who ends up scoring for Brentford, and he doesn't particularly track the run He doesn't particularly track the run that well. If you look at this, it's pretty straightforward for Norgard. You know, let's just play it in real time. Yeah, Murillo should have really have done a bit better there in stopping Norgard, at the very least getting away that easily. Maybe not stopping him scoring, but that's also down to Matt Turner. I think Matt Turner definitely should have done better with that. So yeah, he has got weaknesses. Every player has. He's only 21. He's going to make mistakes, and those are two of them. But as you've already seen, he's got plenty more positive perks than negative. And again, a bit more when it comes to his dribbling ability. This muscles off that Brentford player, and in a very tight scenario, you know, in this case he could have played it to Dominguez, or maybe he could have been ambitious and turned and played it back to Turner. Only playing it back to Turner in this game probably wasn't a very good idea because he was not the best. Goes on a little run, okay, fair enough, but he still could have like played it to Sangare or just boosted it out of this zone. But no, he decides to go on a run of his own, holds the ball really well, gets around. I'm not even sure that Brentford player is. I think it's the centre-back. And then just calmly plays it to Dominguez, and it's so nearly a remarkable goal. And we've got to look at this one. I absolutely love the fact that there was absolutely no comprehending what he was going to do here. Murillo knew exactly what he wanted to do in this moment. And I just find it incredible. He obviously saw space to run into, and he knew that the ball was going to be played that way from the way Morgan was playing the ball, and he goes straight to Murillo. I'm not even sure if this was planned. Did Murillo just do this because he felt like he could? I'd love to know that. But he immediately goes for it. Again, he could have just received the ball by Morgan, played it to Toffolo, or played it over to Hudson-Odoi or Dominguez. There was lots of safe options for him to do. But what I like is he takes a risk, and a risk can sometimes backfire quite badly. Like Turner in the Brentford game took a lot of risks and they backfired quite a few times. First of all, beats Mateta, beats two more Palace players. One of them is an ex-Derby player, so I'm not sure if that counts. Actually, should get bonus points for that, really. Then again, holds his composure really well. Number 44 doesn't even get near him. Dribbles round an England international, and it is straight at the goalkeeper, but just watching that back, I've seen that so many times, I just cannot help but be excited looking at that kind of thing. This man is a centre-back. He's a centre-back. If he was an attacking midfielder, I'd expect him to do that kind of thing. But it is just phenomenal to see this. And he even tries to get the rebound. You know, he didn't have the finish. I don't expect him to have the finish quite so much as a forward, for example, but the run was sublime. There's so much to be excited by when it comes to Murillo. But I just wanted to do another video pinpointing Murillo like I did with Nicolas Dominguez. You could watch that right here. Remarkable video. I mean, it's not an end screen just yet. Will be very soon because the video is ending. But you know, iCard. Stop talking, David. If you've enjoyed this video though, please hit the like button, subscribe to Rads if you know it goes a long way. Really appreciate it. 6k subscribers would be lovely. Would be remarkable. Can we get it by the end of the year? Can we? Next video will probably be the Luton coverage, so stay tuned to that. It's got to be a win, has to be a win that game. I'll be talking about it, previewing it and reviewing it on the weekend, so stay tuned for that. Up the Reds.